Okay, as I said earlier, we were going to be speaking with someone, or Eric Snyder for that matter, from the Burpengary Fire Station. Eric's going to tell you all about how to stay safe in the kitchen while cooking up a storm this winter. So good morning, Eric.
Hey, good morning. How you going, Michelle?
No, it's not Michelle, it's Harriet today.
Oh, lovely. Thank you for me today.
Not a problem. Now, Eric, I see on this paper here that I think it said 30% of house fires originated in the kitchen.
Yes, that's correct.
That's a bit of a... So how do we go about causing that?
Well, normally during winter months, people are starting to cook more. They're baking a lot more in the ovens and the like.
Right.
And the problem that they have is that the oven or the overhead range hoods and the like haven't been cleaned throughout the year.
Oh, right.
And you know, if you have a fat fire or something like that on the stove, it could spread to the range hood, and obviously you can have a developing house fire very quickly.
And with like you say, grease and fat and that around it, I hadn't actually thought of that. Actually, it just sort of comes as a bit of a habit to clean that round the stove, and that, and I never really thought of. I just thought it was a cleanliness thing I had. Didn't sort of think about a fire starting there.
Yeah, the range hoods, if people pull off the range hood, you know, they normally clean that grill, but it's up inside where the electrical motor is, the blower. That's where all the oil collects, and a lot of people don't know that that's there. So that is a fire hazard, needs to be looked at on an occasional basis.
Right.
You know, in the Caboolture region, last winter we had 22 house fires for the Burpengary Caboolture area.
Oh dear.
And, you know, a lot of those start in the kitchen, unfortunately. So we are asking people to check those.
Yes.
And if you've got family members, like elderly, where our main focus this year is on the elderly.
Right.
And ensuring that their smoke alarms and escape plans are in place.
Yes.
And, you know, if some of those elderly don't have family members nearby, we're asking neighbours to check on them.
Oh, that's an idea. Good idea, yes.
Yeah, because they may not be able to check the smoke alarm or even have a good escape plan in place. So we're asking neighbours to help them develop those.
Right.
And the fire service website has like an evacuation plan now, which you can draw up.
Right.
And for your specific premises, and then you can try and practice it. And we ask people to practice it to make sure that it works.
Oh, very, very, very good. So, listeners out there, if you have an elderly neighbour, it'd be great to keep an eye on it. Now, what I see here also, appliances like toasters, microwaves. Sort of how would fire start from a microwave in particular? Yeah,
with microwaves, the toasters first. A lot of people, obviously, when they use a toaster, they forget that the bottom of the toaster is building up.
Yes.
With the crumbs and the like.
Okay.
So it's through lack of cleaning. Those crumbs can ignite and smoulder, and if the toaster's not being watched, you can get a fire in the toaster.
Oh, okay.
Microwaves, if you put any metal or the like in a microwave, they don't like it.
No.
And also cleaning of the microwave as well. Even an old appliance, it's like anything. You know, as they get a bit of age on them, they become a risk as well. So it's a good idea to have an electrician check those out, or, you know, someone, maybe a family member or something like that, to come around and check on it and make sure that they're clean. Oh,
fabulous. I think that rule of never leaving cooking unattended is a very good one too. That quite often can cause some devastation, can't it?
That's correct. I mean, we respond to smoke in a dwelling with smoke alarms sounding, and we do that on a regular basis, and it's always cooking, foodstuffs on stove. So, you know, it is a common thing. If you're drinking alcohol or having a good time, a party or whatever, and you've got a bit in your system, don't cook, because we do forget that you know, we're cooking something, or you might get sidetracked and the like, and then we've end up having a problem.
Yes, so if a fire does start in the kitchen, you're sort of advising people to get out quickly?
That's right. Normally fires in the kitchen are involving like oils and fats and the like, and they're not easy to put out in the first instance. If you do have a fire in your oven or in the toaster, turn the power off first and leave the door shut on the oven. And just turn the power off on the toaster, and the fire should go out on its own because of the limited fuel that's there.
Oh, yes.
So don't forget to turn that off before you leave. But it's a good idea too to have a extinguisher on hand and a fire blanket, and learn how to use those properly.
Yes.
and then you won't have a problem. But it's always a good idea to call the fire service just in case.
Yes.
And that number's 000, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And just to remember too for people that, you know, the fire service takes a little bit of time to get there. We can't get there immediately.
No.
You know, we're more than 5 minutes away, and a house can fully develop in fire within 3 minutes of that initial flame. So it's really important that you do have those tools on hand, like a fire extinguisher and a fire blanket, and that way you'll be able to, you know, try and deal with it before we actually get there.
Oh, that's a good idea. Because as oil fires in particular, that you certainly don't put water on them, do you?
Definitely not. Because the oil will react dangerously and violently, and that's when you get splashing and you'll get burnt.
Yes.
And those sorts of things. So, yeah, we advise people to be very, very careful, especially young children. If you've got young children in the home and you're cooking like that, don't put them near the kitchen because inquisitive hands go up, touch handles and the like.
Yeah, there can be little horrors for that, can't they?
Yes, and, you know, there's those burns with them for the rest of their lives. So it's something that you've really got to keep on top of and just make sure that you know exactly where they are at all times.
Exactly. And you have a great offer too. You offer free home safety visit. Now, that's marvellous. So how do people go about organising that, Eric?
That's right. The fire service has got a program that they call Safe Home. It's a visit free of charge by the fire service. Fire truck will come out to your home, and usually the firefighters will come in and they will go through your home and discuss with you the possible hazards that exist and how to deal with them. And the advice is really good. Everybody that I've gone to conduct those has always been positive feedback, so I recommend it for everybody.
Well, I think it's absolutely marvellous because I recall some years ago I must have obviously been talking to some of you because one night the fire people turned up at my place and I couldn't remember doing so, but they were marvellous. They sat and talked to my husband and checked and they actually put another smoke alarm in.
Yes.
And it's a great service, and as you say, it's a free service, so everybody can, you know, get in on it, access it. That's the word I was looking for. So, and how do the people go about contacting you, Eric, as far as that home visit goes?
Okay, they can ring their local fire station if they wish, and we will try and organise or give them the phone numbers to go through to be able to book it properly. But if they go to the fire website, so that's www.fire.qld.gov.au. All there's information on there, plus the evacuation plans, or they could call 1300 7468.
1300 7468.
That's right.
I'll write that down so I can just remind people of that. 1300.
Yes, 74.
68. Eric, thank you so very much for taking the time to chat to us today. And as Eric was saying, folk, it'd be a good idea to give that number a tingle and get the fire service out to just have a look around your home, have a little chat to you, and as Eric said, they keep you safe while you're cooking up a storm this winter. Once again, Eric, thank you so much for joining us.
No, you're welcome. Anytime.
Thank you very much, and you have a great day.
You too. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. And that was Eric Snyder, and Eric is the station officer at the Burpengary Fire Station. So, folk, maybe take a little page out of the book he was speaking about and give the 1300 74 68 a phone and book a free home service by the fire brigade, and they'll give you some great hints and tips on how to keep you and your family safe this winter.